Squirrel Rosenberg Radio coming to you live from the lab here in Paterson, New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, it's a beautiful night here as we get ready to rock into another wonderful podcast. Great energy in the spot, great place to be. You know where we are, creating, delivering the good, the great stuff out of Paterson, New Jersey. And you know Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Squirrel Rosenberg TV is all about the good stuff. And everybody who's ever watched this show know the routine I always do. I always take this moment to big up everybody behind the scenes who make this happen. So first and foremost, let's jump into this and give a big round of applause for Manny behind the camera. Bong, bong, bong. I want to give a big shout out to Nino, helping us down on the social media platform. Big shout out to E-Dub, my boy, helping us on the sound. The major crew that's in the house. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, those crew, that's what's making the Squirrel Rosenberg movement so strong. On top of that, I just want to take a big moment right now to big shout out to the other guests that are in the background. I want to take a shout out right now to my boy Christopher. Thank you so much for coming by, checking it out. He's going to be a guest next week, but right now he just wanted to come by and feel out the energy, check what's going on. And we also have another guest in the house. And, you know, Manny, I need to get over to E-Dub's camera real quick because right now I'm having a little bit of a brain fart. What's your buddy's name again? From the network that's here in the background. Damien, big shout out to Damien. Yeah, because we're live. Damien, my apologies, but I really appreciate your presence. Your energy is felt. And right now, you know, it's all about good energy in the spot. And you definitely brought that to the spot. So Damien, once again, my apology, but thank you so much for being here, my friend. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Squirrel Rosenberg TV. Guys, I want to give a big shout out to my guests from last show on Tuesday. We had Ant live in the house and my boy Marlon B on the 1 and 2s. I got to tell you, we broke two epic rules here on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. One is we had our first comedian and the interview was unbelievable. And of course, we had our first world-renowned DJ giving you the scratches. Marlon B delivered, my friend. Thank you so much. So listen, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, all that's there right now. Check that out. Bong, bong, bong. Thank you so much for delivering. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it's another classic night because I am blessed to have a guest in the house that I met under the most organic circumstances. Let's put a round of applause together for Chrissy, my guest tonight. Bong, bong, and another bong. Yeah, no, no, for real. Toast to that. Let's lift these green bottles up and just toast on these heinies. Man, I want to tell you, I give a big shout out to Heine every time I start this podcast because that's the drink that we only have here in the studio, you know, along with some Poland Springs to make sure you get home safely. We do drink responsibly here. And I do want to big up Heineken for making these green bottles, you know, in our presence right now. So, Chrissy, I tell people I've met you under the most organic circumstances, which is interesting. But before I even dabble into how I met you, let me ask you this. And I do ask all my guests this question. What was the journey like getting up into the studio? Coming up those steps.
Oh, man. Where's the elevator?
What was that like?
It was a journey, but it was like, you know, like when you anticipate something, something new.
Okay.
And that feeling, that adrenaline rush of like, what are you expecting? What are you gonna expect?
Yeah.
It was good though.
So it's like unwrapping that package,
yes.
that gift.
And then when I walked in here, the vibe was definitely in the air. You could feel it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shout out to Heineken too.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate that, and I like to ask my guests, you know, all their different perspective as they take the pilgrimage up to the promised land, which is the Squirrel Rosenberg Lab, where we do the studio, and you know, everybody has a different perspective. So, number one, thank you so much for taking the time to come here.
Thank you for having me.
You know, no doubt, and as I said before, you know, the organic circumstances under which I met you, because we have to really go back and salute unique and new era.
Yes, definitely.
You know, because they murder that sound.
Yes.
Oh. But big shout out to Unique, New Era. They came through. They were great guests. That podcast is available right now on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio on the SoundCloud. But they invited us to your open mic, and they're like, "Yo, we're going this thing on Saturday. Come through." I was like, "Listen, we'll come and check out your stuff." And I walked in. The energy there was what was right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So how did you put that together?
It was a plan that me and my coworker, actually, Amy, one of the curators of the event, she's a big part of putting together the event. She came to me with an idea, like, you know, you do art, but have you ever thought about doing your own event?
Yeah.
So, you know, we did an event with Aeon Events, which was run by Junior, somebody that I met through through one of her friends. The event was great. The atmosphere was great. The energy was dope. So this time around, I said, hey, let's do a round 2. Let me just throw my own event. Let me, step out into my own shoes. Yeah. And it was different, you know what I'm saying, to see the support, the amount of support come out for this event, and the people and the energy that they brought, and the art that was there.
Ooh, the art was booming.
It was just great. It was
and I salute you because you did it in Paterson. And a lot of times, that's why on the Rosenberg Radio and Rosenberg TV, we try to bring out the good in Paterson.
Definitely.
And I'm telling you, when I was at that event, it was never a worry of, the energy was so, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, creative. Everybody had, the paintings that were there. Everything was beautiful about that event. And because of that, you inspired me and actually opened the Rosenberg team to a lot of great artists that we know premiering on our show and talking to and getting their deep story. So that's why I had to go back to the mountain,
yes.
where things really started. So before I really jump into that, Chrissy, I want to figure out and ask you these questions. Were you originally from Paterson? Where were you born?
Yeah, born and raised Paterson.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Where in Paterson?
I live
East side, west side?
East side. I live on the east side.
On the east side. Okay, cool. And you went to school here?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Moms, grandparents, everybody from Paterson?
Everybody from Paterson.
Wow. Have they told you some of the histories, like the grandparents of what Paterson was like back in the day?
Yeah, actually, my mom works for City Hall. So, like, in her space, they redid the whole space, and they have all these old pictures of how Paterson used to look back in the day.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Oh, my God. It was so rich in history.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's like people forget that.
Yeah, we do. We do.
People forget that the good side of Paterson, you hear about so much negative, and, you get blinded by the fact that, there is positive out of Paterson because we live here, we experience it, or we even create it, ourselves.
Wow, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. Chrissy just dropped a jewel. Because here's the deal. On Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, when you say something profound, we call it dropping a jewel. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is here's something that's really well put together organically, because what you said was we create the positivity.
Right.
We have the ability to create whatever energy that's there. So let's jump into this a little bit. As you grew up in Paterson, your family makeup, brothers, sisters, what was that like?
I only had one sister, older sister.
Okay.
I have two sisters on my dad's side, but I wasn't really around them too much.
Right.
But I grew up with one older sister.
Oh, nice.
So other than that, it wasn't too much, let's say, of a struggle, but more myself just finding who I was.
Right.
I was one of those kids where even in the bad neighborhoods, I wouldn't really go outside. You know what I'm saying? I would stay in the house just
and
to
do what?
Avoid trouble, just create. Create as a little kid, redecorate my room.
Oh, wow.
Create things that visually, made me feel better or made me just felt like I was at home. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
is that where the catalyst for the artistic side came out, or that? I mean, because I'm really the reason why I went so granular into your family makeup. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find out what was the influence, if any. And it doesn't have to be from the parents. Maybe it's an outside influence also.
Right.
What was the influence that made you go the lane that you're in right now?
I would say probably just to escape, not to, be buried with negative,
Which is what was around you.
Exactly. So it was just an escape to create positive within myself, or finding myself on a journey where it's like, as I'm a kid, when you hear stories and things happen outside, it makes you not want to go outside.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
okay.
So inside, you find things to stay busy,
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know. I didn't really, growing up, I think I focused more once I got to elementary school. I played basketball. I started getting into basketball, and I played basketball. Then I started a passion for basketball and running track. And then I went to high school, played basketball, ran track. So it was just like, I lost my creativeness. I wouldn't say I lost it, but I didn't focus too much on that side.
So let me ask you this. And I want let's go back to you being aware of the dangers outside and figured being indoors would be a safer place to be.
Right.
What was your medium of expression at that age? How old were you at that time?
Probably like between 8 and 13, 14.
So what are you doing for artistic expression at that time?
just creating my own characters, whether it be drawing, or putting pieces together, doing different things. I don't know. I used to watch a lot of like Home Network TV and stuff like that. I don't know. I used to just come up with crazy ideas, or just listen to music all the time. I think I still do in my attic, have cassette tapes of.
Oh, look behind you right there. See, this is how old school we are right here on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. I mix down to cassettes all day.
I got a CD player in the attic too.
Nice. So here you are evolving, and then you leave that area, and as you evolve, you feel being an artist, but as a matter of fact, before we even jump into that, could you just let everybody know exactly what you do and who you are?
I'm Chrissy. I'm an artist, a visual artist. I paint canvases, clothes, sneakers, boots. I do a little bit of everything when it comes to paint. So other than that, a host. I throw my own events. Well, the second one will be coming up soon, but the first one was good.
The first one was excellent. That's the one I went to. If that's the one I went to, let's not downplay it. That thing was excellent.
Yeah, it oh man, it was amazing. It was definitely a night to remember.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
It's crazy because every time, like when you kind of take a step back, I was doing a lot of running around, going back and forth.
Yeah, you were moving.
Yeah, it was a lot, but it wasn't a moment that I didn't take to like really appreciate, like the support, the people that came out, the creativeness, the fact that people will want to come out to Patterson. People from New York came out. I had people from all over the place just collectively in one place, just vibing. You know what I'm saying? Just appreciating each other, just socializing. We don't see too much of that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? In Patterson, everybody's so distant on being competition. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of working together.
Instead of being a community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, beautiful. Well said.
I would say community over competition anytime.
Another jewel. You can't sneak that by Squirrel Rosenberg. Another jewel. Say that again. Competition over community. That was very well said.
No. Community over competition.
Community over competition.
Community
Not
over
only do I
competition.
salute you for correcting your boy, but I'm going to salute you for saying that so eloquently, because at the end of the day, if you look into that, as a community, we can definitely dominate. And you did a very wise thing. So what we did was we kind of zigzagged a little bit, because we left off on how, because I really want to get to where you are here.
Okay.
And then we segued into this, and I want to let you breathe on that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick break on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, come back with my guest Chrissy, jump back into transformation from the high school right into where she are right now, which is creating, building, and providing a great environment for the artists, not only locally in Patterson, but around this area to express himself. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Squirrel Rosenberg TV. Stay tuned. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, as we kick back here, coming back on the floor with my girl Chrissy, marinating on the history and all the ingredients that have made her who she is right now. But first and foremost, let me just remind everybody, thank you for tuning in to our channel on Squirrel Rosenberg TV, on our YouTube channel. Let you know we're going to be streaming this live. What we're going to be also doing is on SoundCloud, the classic Supreme Clientele Ghostface Killer album is playing in the background, bringing you back on some of those flavors. That's available right now on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. So check out that, and we can just kick back and marinate. But right now, Chrissy, we were talking about the inspiration and the artistic expression you were having, and the medium that right now, because it seems like you did a lot of those paintings I saw on the walls when I walked into that showcase. That was you?
Yes, I had a whole wall. a whole wall by myself, but I definitely had a lot of different artists come out to show their work as well.
So you were coloring back in the day to get to that point, or I mean, what inspired painting for your expression?
I would say just an outlook, like an outlet.
Okay.
An outlet. For me, at a certain point, like when you deal with dealing with my emotions or dealing with certain things that's going on around me and learning how to deal with them as a person growing up at any age, at this point, I would say probably in like high school, trying to figure out who I was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what was that like?
I had basketball, I had track, I had a lot of friends. It was, it was cool, you know what I'm saying? It was different experience. I probably didn't like really come out of my shell probably to like my sophomore year where, I think everybody has that year where they like bloom and kind of glow up. I guess you could say. So that happened. And then after that, I went to college, and then, dealing with certain things around me, I didn't have a way to kind of really deal with my emotions. I kept a lot of things inside, and at a certain point, I looked to paint. I picked up a paintbrush one day, and it
just out of the blue.
Yeah, out of the blue. Like I hadn't painted or drawn in probably like years.
Yeah.
So it was just like to kind of develop this passion, going through it as a coping mechanism for my emotions. It was like an outlet. So it made me feel better. So once I did that, it was like everything kind of just changed in me. I like dipped into my creative side, I guess you can say, like fully. And it was just like, wow, now I'm here now.
Yeah. That was well said. What was the support or lack of, if there was, from the parents? Were they like, what was that like? Did they
I wouldn't say it was maybe a lack, on both sides.
Okay.
But more so on my dad's side, more so, not really too much of my mom. She's around, I live with her, so it's just like, she's always been that support, that I go to.
Can we just big shout out to moms right now?
Big shout out to moms.
Big toast.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's just toast the Heinekens right now to the moms, because Mother's Day is coming up, and they're vital
to all the mothers out there.
Yeah, so moms always had the back.
Yeah, always. So it was like, but at the same time, not only, even when I didn't have her, I felt like I had friends, where, if I couldn't count on anybody in my family, I had friends, that always, been there. I have a best friend that I've been best friends with, I think, for like 10 years now. Yeah. So it's like, it's amazing.
You want to give a shout out to that person right now?
Shout out to my bestie, Shanae.
Shanae.
She was definitely at the door. Yeah. She was at the door at my event, actually.
Oh, Shanae. I did meet her. Yeah, yes. Actually, thank you for patting me down twice. I know the first time was mandatory, but I did request for the second pat down, so thank you so much. But yeah, no, that was big, because we do need those people in our life, you know what I mean?
She's always been there. She had two twin girls.
Oh,
that I'm their godmom. So
congratulations. Yo, congratulations. So I love to hear the development of that relationship. Where did you meet her?
In high school.
Wow, and just maintain that relationship through all these years. So now that you're using the painting, the canvas, the brush as your expression, have you got some recognition? By the way, if we wanted to see some of your artwork, where could we find that?
You can find me on Instagram at smootherthan_life.
Smootherthan_life. Yep. Okay.
Everywhere. I have actually a website for my art. Actually, it's called Vibes in Art.
Vibes in Art?
vibesandart.bigcartel.com.
Okay. Say that again so they can hear it.
Vibesandart.bigcartel.com.
Okay, big.
Yes.
All right, great, because I won't be able to go back, and what we're going to do is we're going to plug this and make sure people can go and check some of your art. Definitely. We're going to definitely add some of that to our channel so they can, click on that and see what's that about. But as we get ready to transition, I wanted to dabble into the fact that here you are, a young lady in 2017, this modern century, and you're moving and trying to not because every time you say trying, the universe doesn't understand trying. You're either doing it or you're not.
Yes.
And you're making these moves. I know your friends are behind you 100%. What would you like to accomplish with your showcases and the productions that you're putting together?
Just to always bring a positive vibe, bring something different. Actually, I just feel like, I, as an artist, like me coming up, even as a kid, like even being a teenager, I didn't know of any places in Patterson that you can go to see art, or where I can paint, or do any little things like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, now that I'm an adult and I realize, I have nieces, you know what I'm saying? I want them to be able to feel like they have an outlook where they live at.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
If this is where they're going to grow up at least be a positive place, you know what I'm saying, for them to grow.
Let me ask you this. Who's been one of your most significant influences for you to have this type of outlook on your life right now? If you can maybe put a handle on one person or...
Dang, that's a hard question.
It's kind of a big one right there.
That is a big...
Yeah.
I'm feeling the pressure. I don't want nobody to be mad.
No, but no. Because let me dilute the question a little bit. Because the reason why I'm asking is, you go through your growing up stages and you have no idea of who or that person may have said somebody you look at and you might, I want to duplicate my life like them, or something that you saw that said, I want to create a lane and express my artistic talent and also do that for others. So that's why I really was trying to figure out, what was it? Was it grandma that said something? Was it a family friend? Or was it an experience that pushed you into this lane?
Probably an experience. I would say more so an experience.
I respect that.
Yeah, more so a relationship, where it was a lot going on in a relationship. And like I said, I needed an outlet, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I found my outlet, when I reached, like, I guess that breaking point, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just like, I don't know, this person helped me figure out, they were kind of more artistic, more into their creative side than I was. So they kind of was the guide, kind of to where everything started, you know what I'm saying?
Big.
Yeah, shout out to her.
Yeah, I like, what's so funny? I like that subliminal, really soft shout out you gave her, because what that meant was that she was a significant contributor to the movement that is Chrissy.
Yes,
you know what I mean? So as we rock out here, Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, we're gonna come back with Chrissy, wrap up on what's coming up, where you can find her at our other showcase that's coming up, and build on a couple projects that are in the future, and where you can really get to know and meet her. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Squirrel Rosenberg TV 1. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, as we come back on the scene with Chrissy. Get ready to wrap up this last segment. I don't know why I'm rushing my words right now, because I'm so excited for you to be here. I'm telling you right now.
I appreciate you inviting me. This is, I wouldn't say a big thing, but this is the first. I've never done like a interview or anything like that. So
thank you.
It's the first of many. I hope that, we could definitely vibe again.
No, of course. No doubt. As a matter of fact, all my guests are it's mandatory that you do come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the recommendation here, or the requirement. And I just wanted to touch on a couple of things, because we were talking about your influence with your artists. With your art and your influence on others. So you were mentioning before a friend of yours. Tell me that story.
Yeah. At the last event, the one that you went to, Vibes featuring you.
Yeah.
I'm one of the artists that actually came out to show her work. She never she displays her art for her. She feels like it's not for everybody else to see, or it's for her own self-expression. So it just happened at that time that I hit her up that she felt that she was ready to show her art, showcase.
Yeah.
So when I hit her up, she was definitely excited. She was like, "Oh my God, it's so crazy that you hit me up. I'll definitely come out."
How did you pull her out of her her shell?
I don't know. It was just, I don't know if it was by coincidence or I don't know, or I'm saying, I told her it was a good vibe, I'm saying, it wouldn't be any drama or anything like that. It's a good location. I'm saying, if you're from Jersey, she was from Jersey, so I told her this is a show for not only Patterson but New Jersey as a whole.
So what was that like when she came, presented her art? And after the event, what was that?
It was great. She had definitely hit me up like the next day, letting me know that she had a great time. It was a great vibe. She'll definitely come out and do it again.
You pulled her out of her comfort zone.
She's gonna definitely come out and do it again. And actually, I think she posted a show that she's doing, an event that she's doing for, I don't know, somebody. But I was like, that's dope.
No, I salute you for having that impact.
Thank you.
I salute you for having that impact, because there's a lot of friends that we have around us, and they make and they take, and you have to really salute the friends that help to make you, and you did that with your friends. So I salute you for doing that.
Thank you.
We were talking about a couple of events that you have coming up. Mention that real quickly. Are you putting together?
Yes, I'm putting together the next Vibes Featuring You Part 2. It's definitely gonna be lit. It's gonna be bigger than the last one.
Yeah, the first one was the first one was official.
Let's see, I have another show coming up June 3rd, actually, for Rabbit Hole Gallery. I met them at, I think, the very first event that I did with Artist Vibes. They had allowed me to showcase my art. And that was actually shout out to Artist Vibes and CC Santana.
Big them up.
Definitely, because of them, I never really showed my art with anybody, and I never did like in an event. I would show, my friends would see my art and stuff like that, but I would post it on social media, but I never actually did an official event where I was showing my art or showcasing. So I hit them up. They wanted me to come out, and from there it was like I bloomed. You know what I'm saying? It was like tasting like some fresh watermelon or something, and just wanting more of it. So, I don't know. It was just I want to give you big props for the movements you're making right now and the waves you're creating. So as we get ready to navigate, I wanted to ask you this. You see these young girls out here in today's world, and they're looking for that footing. Besides finding their ground, how were you able to, how did you? And the reason why I want to ask you this question, because a lot of my, our viewers, they're trying to understand, they're watching this, or they may be listening to this and say, how can I step out and be as confident as she has been? Right. What was it? So for those, viewers or listeners right now, what could you say to them about stepping out for their dreams? I would just say to follow your dreams, follow your passion. Don't let what's around you, what's surrounding you negative, whether it be negative or positive, that prevents you from, accomplishing what you want to do in life, whether it be, getting a house or moving out, or, even little things. It doesn't have to be, something extraordinary like being a basketball player or something crazy like that. It could be just accomplishing something little. What I'm saying? I have so many friends around me that I have a creative side. I'm chasing that side of me, but they're chasing like real life goals. Getting a house, moving out, owning their own businesses and stuff like that. So just keep striving, keep pushing. And
what's your motivation? What keeps you striving? What keeps you going?
Just to be able to keep creating and bringing positive vibes at all times. I think that, people focus so much on negative, and I feel like there's so much positive out there. There's so much underground, so much underground artists that, don't have a following, don't know where to go because there's no outlet, there's no place to go. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, we're going to create a lot of different events. I feel like, I don't want to just, have adult events. I want to do a teenage, event where
cater to all genres.
Yeah, definitely, and bring them out and find artists, local artists, kids that go to school around me, people that I see walk past me, every day. You know what I'm saying?
What's interesting is I want to know what's your, and we're going to be as thorough on this as possible. But I want to know, why do you care? What is it about you that make you want to care about making an impact? Because people could be also, and I think what I'm hearing from you is, because you could have done and stayed in your art lane and tried to support you, but you created an environment for people to showcase their stuff.
Definitely.
And this is a very vague and wide question, but I'm going to narrow it down.
Okay.
Why do you care about creating an opportunity for others?
I think it's just the heart that I have. I think, my grandmother taught me when I was little, to, no matter what, you always keep a humble heart. Always never change, never, change the person that you are or let people take you out of character. Always remain who you are.
Yeah.
And stay true to that. And so I feel like, since I was little, I feel like my grandmother played a really, big part in influencing me as being a good person, because she's so passionate about helping people. She's so passionate about, love and care and support and positive energy and positive vibes. And, I just want to follow her footsteps, and bring the same energy. You feel me? Even if it's just, me, carrying a load on my back and, doing it by myself, with little things, even it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just
getting it done.
Yeah, no, I like that perspective. And a lot of people tend to wither underneath the strain. But, and I think I smiled a little bit when you mentioned your grandmother, because that's what really on the show. And when I talk to my guest, that's what I want to hear, because the grandmother, that person.
Right.
And that's why I said we are such a communal group, because at the same time here you made an impact on me. Thank you. without even knowing it. So I wanted to give you a big shout out on that. So as we get ready to wrap here on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, we mentioned once again, could you please mention how people could find you on Facebook or on Instagram and on the social media platforms?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at smootherthan_life. You can find me on Facebook at Chrissy Carroll. You can find me, that's about it. My website for the art, you can go up there and buy it. I'm having a crazy sale. I want to vibesandart.bigcartel.com.
Okay.
It's all there. We're having a crazy sale actually, because I want to start fresh. I feel like it's now that I've done my own adventure, done my own event, like I want to grow. I want to, develop more, I want to create more. So I want to start fresh with all new pieces, new art. So
here's what we're going to do on Squirrel Rosenberg Radio. We're commissioning Chrissy to do a piece for the Squirrel Rosenberg Radio team. Definitely. We're going to have something put up here. And as a matter of fact, why don't you do this? I'm telling you this right now. Bring some of your art. We'll hang it in the studio.
Okay,
right?
Definitely.
And if anybody right now who's watching this on our YouTube channel go, wow, I want that piece, you know how to get in touch with us.
Yes, fine.
And Chrissy, so let's do that. Let's have you bless this place up and really get that going.
Definitely.
So thank you so much, Chrissy, for coming through. Yes. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Squirrel Rosenberg TV. We had a great powwow. We're building. This is a lady who's really making an impact right here in Paterson, New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what I saw she put together, the energy of the staff, of the crew that came out, the talent that's available right here, right in our backyard. Literally in her backyard, and you are showcasing that. So I salute you.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much.
You.
No, thank you.
Shout out to the environment, the vibe that you bring.
No,
you definitely bringing something different for Paterson. I've never heard of something like this being done. So definitely shout out to your team and your vibe that you bring out.
Thank you. We're gonna take that. We're gonna thank you. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Squirrel Rosenberg Radio, Squirrel Rosenberg TV. Everything's available on our SoundCloud. Chrissy, you're an honor. Bong, as we toast out.
Laser I got, jump in a Harley ride, cross I freaking lemon pie, I'm bout it. Lord forgive me, Miss Sally shot it. Tracy got shot in the face, my house was overcrowded. You fake cats done hurt.